to Biz Jet TV. My name is Fabrizio. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to buy a private jet or a business jet in a low inventory market. Yeah, because we are in a low inventory market right now. This is very interesting. It's never happened before. There's only 6% of the business jet fleet for sale today. Usually that number's around being 10 to 12%. So it's half of what it usually is. And if we look at, what actually is for sale, only 3% of jets under 7 years old are actually for sale. So a lot of older stuff for sale, not much new stuff for sale. And other interesting factor is the valuation of the aircraft in the pre-owned market is actually going up. So aircraft that were worth, $15 million a few months ago are now worth 15.5 or maybe even 16 million. So the prices are going up because there aren't many out there. So the other factor also is that we've never seen such a high demand for private jet charters. So, people that aren't quite ready to buy, you may be one of these people, have started to charter. You used to be able to, ring up in the morning to charter an airplane in the afternoon. Now you have to book a few days in advance. And if you are booking an aircraft that's doing, long range flights, you have to book maybe 2 or 3 weeks in advance to make sure that you've got the airplane available. And when I say book, it means pay in full for the flight. So this is what's happening, and so consequently the charter companies are saying, well, we need more aircraft, so they're going out and buying more aircraft as well, which is obviously driving the prices up, and that's exactly what's happening right now. So what can you do as you're out there now and you're looking? You could ask your pilot to look for an aircraft, or you could do your search yourself. You just Google, buy a private jet, and there's some websites out there, and you can go on these websites and see what's available for sale. The problem doing that is that most of these aircraft you're going to find for sale are maybe already sold, but you also have to know what you're doing. Now, yes, you can educate yourself a little bit by watching Biz Jet TV and other things, but it's always best to use an aviation advisor or broker or whatever you want to call it, because people like myself, we're in the market and we not only know what's for sale, but we also have access to databases that provide us with the contact details of every single private jet owner in the world. So what does this allow us to do? It allows us to reach out, for example, to all the Gulfstream G550 owners and see if there's anything else out there that's for sale. And when you do, invariably, you discover that there are another 4 or 5 out there that are being sold very quietly, because a lot of jets get moved off market and not necessarily on market. So you really want to be able to search for the best solution out there. And the other factor is, don't start negotiating and trying to drive the price down, all this kind of thing, or presenting offers on 4 or 5 different aircraft. Once you find something that you like, you really need to hone in. And to hone in, you need to acquire your acquisitions team early, pay them a retainer fee, and say, okay, guys, I want, we've decided this is the aircraft we want. I want you to go out there. If it takes a few weeks or a few months, find me this type of aircraft. And so it's down to people like myself to go out there with my team and look for the right solution for you. Now, once a solution has been found, you need to present a letter of intent, and you need to put money in escrow right away. And if we're looking at acquiring a plane for 15 million, you would put probably about $1 million down in escrow. But my advice is, more money you put down in escrow, you're going to get more attention from the owner of the aircraft. So that's really the way to go about it. But you need to have, an acquisitions team that's in the market that does this every day. Something that a pilot doesn't do. I mean, a pilot will be able to tell you, yes, that plane is better than that plane, but they won't be able to know exactly what really is on the market. They'll only be able to find the stuff that's on controller.com or avbuyer.com. But all the other airplanes that are being sold very quietly, you won't have access to. So that's one approach to the market. The other approach to the market is you could go down the fraction ownership route. I mean, we have seen NetJets just recently order another 100 Phenom 300s. That's an indicator there. Mr. Warren Buffett is buying more private jets for his company NetJets. He's usually in the know before most of us on what's coming down the road. But the other thing you can do also is to lease a jet. Now, what's the advantage of leasing a jet? Now, first of all, you don't have to outlay $15-20 million to buy the aeroplane. You'd usually put down something like 3 months deposit. Leasing a jet, depending on what you're leasing, can go anywhere from 150,000 to maybe 250, 300,000 a month for the aeroplane. That would be what's called a dry lease. Then you have to add all the other factors on there, the crew, the maintenance, the insurance, the fuel, the landing fees, the management, all those things add on. But, if, let's say, even it's costing you 4 million a year, you're not paying that 4 million or even 5 million. You're not paying the 5 million all in one go, which you would do if you were buying an aircraft. So if the aircraft itself is only 250,000 a month, you're paying 250,000 a month, which is spread over 12 months. You're not forking out the 15 million for the aircraft, and then you've got to add all the other bits on, the fuel, the pilots, and insurance, and all the other things. So that's one advantage. The other advantage is if you're leasing for 12 to 24 months, we may see, I don't know, I haven't got a crystal ball here, that in 2 years' time, there's going to be more aircraft available to buy. The prices may have come down, so you're in a better position to acquire an aircraft, or you may be leasing one type of aircraft. As a result of leasing the airplane and having the aircraft available 24/7, your business is going to grow exponentially. So now, where you were thinking of buying maybe a G5 or a G550 and spending, I don't know, $10-15 million on a jet, in a couple of years' time, once the lease is up, your business is expanded and whatever, and you've got $40-50 million there, and you say, you know what, let's go and buy a G650. So these are the factors that need to be considered. So leasing is an option. Again, if you're looking to lease an airplane, most of these leases are not out there, so you'd have to sort of again use an aviation advisor that can help you to find a lease and put the lease together, and also the management of the lease, because the aircraft's going to have to be flown and flight plans are going to have to be written up and pilots have to be hired and all that kind of thing. So a good aviation advisor will be able to package the whole thing for you and put that together. But be ready to react. And when I say react, meaning put money down ASAP, because in today's market, the leases are moving as well as the sales, the charters, and so you can't really ask someone to go out there and put a lease together if you haven't paid any money up front, or if you haven't shown some money. It's very, very important these days because there's a lot of activity on the market. Now, bearing in mind, and you're watching this, there are only 540,000 people in the world classified as ultra high net worth individuals, according to the recent wealth reports. That means people that are worth over $30 million, and less than 4% of these people actually do own a jet. Now, the interesting factor is, because of the airline disruption, because of COVID, and that the airlines aren't flying as frequently on certain routes, or they've scrapped certain routes, and because of the whole health thing, people are more conscious of health, and so they're saying, we're going to fly a private jet. You may need to have a meeting with the client, and you can't get to the client, or because you're busy, or the client doesn't want to come to you because they don't want to jump on United or British Airways or whatever. Well, how about sending out a jet to pick them up? That could be your jet, it could be a leased jet, and on the leased jet, the advantage with a leased jet compared to a charter is you can put your logo on it for the term of the lease. So the client that you sent the jet to pick up doesn't know that the airplane is leased. They think it's yours. It's got your logo on it. It's got your logo on the cushions and pillows and that in the airplane, on the glasses, and whatever you want to do, you can customize it for the term of the lease. So what would this do for your business if you could send a jet out to pick customers up, or potential customers to come to you? How much more business would you do? So these are the things that people are starting to do now, and if you're not doing it, I can guarantee your competition is. So you really want to jump on this as soon as you can. So if you want to know more, you can contact me. You see my email being scrolling below, and we can get on a call, find out more about your business, and see what we can do here, whether you're going to buy an aircraft or lease an aircraft. That's certainly something we can do here for you. And if you haven't subscribed to Biz Jet TV, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Have a look at the other videos on here about private aviation. It's important that whatever decision you make an informed decision. So spend some time on here looking at the other videos, finding out more about the market before you reach out to me or anybody in this industry to find out more about finding an aircraft for you. So subscribe, comment below. Love to hear what you think of this video, and give us a thumbs up. And that's all from Fabrizio on Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.